Yeah, so the fucking music video is epic, okay? Yes. We're out in the desert, so baby, freezing our balls off.
Getting some lunch table calls.
We're getting the lunch tables. Somebody get the lunch tables, please!
We're filming a fucking movie. Last Resort Reloaded, baby.
Yeah. It's a fucking banger,
Reloaded
dude.
for a new era, okay?
That's right.
And yeah, we're having a blast out here. We set up the original stage, like the original music video.
We brought back that OG
paying
shit.
homage to the original.
Fuck yeah.
And then we're doing a bunch of all new shit too, which is dope. It's been fun. The shots are looking sick, and it's just fun to perform like with you and just together. And like that's also part of what kind of helped this song launch. Is like, you know, we got together in the studio and then made that TikTok and just like, all right, let's just see how people react.
Yeah, people are
and
feeling it.
And it just went fucking just 4 million views and everyone was just begging for it. And so it was just like, okay, that's when we really decided to do it. Because we talked in the studio and it was like, okay, like maybe we'll do it, maybe we won't. Like we'll see what happens.
Yep.
And then that TikTok went off and everybody was like, oh shit.
Yeah, you
we
got to
need
give
do
the people
this.
what they want, and they want this shit, so.
So we had been an independent band for about 6 years at the time, slugging it out in the trenches, playing shows anywhere, anytime, any place, writing as much music as possible. Then we stumbled across this track that we were writing. Tobin was playing it on piano.
The riff for Last Resort, and right when we heard it, we just knew there was something special. So we brought it into the rehearsal space and threw it on the electric guitar. And I took the lyrics for Last Resort were actually on a different song, threw them on this track, and it just, from the moment we wrote it, it just felt like it was some magic, man. And then we took that thing out on the road, and you know, we thought we were going to be one of those bands that got in the van and maybe sold 100,000 records, and then before we knew it, we were on Warp Tour and we were selling 100,000 records a week, and then it went, you know, triple platinum pretty quick, and so our lives changed rapidly. You know, we went from being this band, you know, that was traveling around in a van to now we're in private jets and doing the whole deal. And we just had, you know, Times Square, the year 2000, in the middle of it, you know, when the ball's about to drop, and I'm like, holy fuck, you know, and it was a wild ride, man. And that fame, it grabbed a hold of me and kind of, I don't know, I got a little nutty. You know, I didn't know how to handle it, to be completely honest.
It's interesting, like, you know, the way they started and the way Jacoby started and everything is like their blow up moment was like the way they were feeling it was like, oh my God, all these fans showing up to Warp Tour, screaming our name, like all the shit. And it was so like this palpable, like visceral, like, oh my God, life is changing like so fast, you know? But for me, it's like, it's just been like, obviously because just the way the world is, and also just because of the nature of like the way culture is now, like for me it's been like 1 million followers on TikTok in 2 months, and like, wow, my phone notifications are going crazy. Oh my God, the DMs I'm getting, right? Like it was just like all that
what
type
are
of
your
shit.
DMs like?
Oh, you know. Next question, please. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I interjected.
But like, you know, it's just been like this crazy, it's just as crazy. It's just a whole different like era of crazy, or just like type of crazy, and just like, I don't know. It's been crazy. And like, when I first met him, I was telling him like how full circle this whole thing is, because I remember hearing Last Resort for the first time at football practice when I was like really young. I was like 10 or 11 or something. It was like Pop Warner, and I remember hearing it, and I just was getting so fucking pumped up. Like it was just like the biggest hype song ever, like at the time when I was younger. And so to just come full circle and be like, you know, sitting here with him on set of like the new version of Last Resort is just like all because of TikTok and blowing up and everything. Is just like, it's the craziest, most full circle thing I fucking could have imagined.
Well, I mean, for us, P. Roach, we've always been one of those bands that incorporates a lot of different styles and sounds in our music. We grew up listening to hip-hop, punk, metal, pop music, R&B music, funk music. And so we wanted to be one of those bands that just put all those things together. You know, we were listening to like watching Run DMC and Aerosmith collaborate, or, you know, Booyah Tribe and Faith No More. And you know, those things were inspiring to us, and so it was natural for us to meld those styles together. And through the years, we've continued that journey, you know, up to now at this point in our career, where we're really adding these modern sounds and modern textures into our music, especially over the last like 3 albums. We've been doing that, and it's really catapulted us into a new space creatively, and gotten us to a lot of younger fans. To be honest, like, it's really cool to see on our socials, like the type of people that are engaging with us. It's like in the front row at the shows, it's, you know, 15, 16-year-old kids, you know, and then we got the mosh pit, and then we got the, you know, the old school classic folks in the back with their beers in the back rocking out, you know. So it's like we have that multi-generational fan base, and, you know, having a full circle moment with Jeris on this track, it's like we're being celebrated by the next generation of rock stars, you know. And for us, that's dope. Like, I'm stoked, man. It's especially because we heard it on TikTok, and I was like, oh shit, this is legit. And then we were in the middle of making a record, and, you know, I was like, all right, we'll get back to that in a minute. While I was at the grocery store, some dude was like, hey man, you hear that thing that dude Jeris Johnson did on TikTok? I was like, oh, this shit's really spreading. Like, people are knowing about it. So we took it seriously, and jumped in the studio and blessed the track. And fuck, dude, you slayed that shit, son. You slayed that shit. Woo!
I've always been, you know, the most fun shit, the shit that I had the most fun listening to when I was younger was things that felt like, oh my God, I've just like never heard anything like this before, you know? And like Last Resort is one of those songs, you know, the blending of hip hop and kind of pop, and like this super classic melody, and those lyrics, just like the way they cut through and everything is just like really just kind of forward pushing and everything. And I'm super obsessed with like, oh my God, what is music gonna, if I could like time travel and listen to music 20 years from now, I totally would, because I just want to know like what the fuck it sounds like, or like if I would even recognize it or anything like that. So I'm just like obsessed with that, and I've fallen into this place where like I feel like I get to like actually help create that, you know? So like I just want to make shit that sounds like it comes from fucking 2030, and, you know, just like be able to have a role and actually a part in making what that music sounds like 10 to 20 years from now.
Yeah, we're like neck deep in finishing up a record right now, and I believe it's some of the best work we've done. And really excited. It's an exciting time for the band, really, because it's, you know, there's moments where we go, fuck, man, is it over? And then we jump back in the studio and we're like, oh, hell no. Like, we just keep digging deeper and discovering new elements of who we are. And we're really fucking stoked. So I think the fans are going to be blown away with what we've come up with. And
it's fire.
I played them a bunch of songs.
I've heard it. It's fucking fire.
Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. That'll be coming later this year, so.
Yeah, I got an EP, dropping a fucking EP. Just like a little Jeris Johnson sampler, baby, from the Sword King, okay? You know, just a little sampler, and then in the meantime, I'm kind of working on my debut album, which I really want to be perfect. I really want to be like a statement. I really want it to be like the amalgamation of everything I'm like feeling and thinking about, just like trying to create that next wave of like what's fucking dope, and just really trying to bring rock into the future and take this thing that feels like it's just been pushed to the fucking wayside by society, you know, and just like it's not cool anymore, you know, and actually fucking make it like the coolest genre again, you know, like it's actually the next, like the 20s is going to be fucking dominated by rock, you know. It's going to be called rock, but it ain't going to sound like anything you've heard before.
Hey, y'all watching out there, you know we love you, P. Roach. We love you guys. We've been doing this for years. We appreciate your support. We appreciate the love. And be prepared, because this collab with my boy Jeris right here is a fucking banger. Instant classic in my humble opinion. Not so humble. It's a fucking ill track. So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, Sword Gang Army, represent, all right? I'm expecting all 1 million of you to get over to that fucking music video on Papa Roach's YouTube channel when it drops, and run up those numbers, baby.
Fuck yeah.
This shit's gonna go so fucking viral. We're gonna make it the biggest fucking thing, all right? We're gonna storm the castle. We're gonna take the throne, baby. All right?
That's fucking right.
Gang,
what
gang.
he said.
Mwah.
Blow me.